Well, just about every poll has Governor Abbott with such a large cushion that any of these candidates forcing a runoff seems almost impossible at best. These Republican candidates are attacking Abbott from the right, but one political expert tells me this likely won't get them very far because Abbott was able to push one of the most, if not the most conservative legislative sessions in Texas history last year.
Guess what? I'm going to give him a retirement party.
In what can only be seen as a last-second Hail Mary attempt, the Republican candidates trying to beat Governor Greg Abbott in Tuesday's primary election held a last-second event to drum up support in hopes of beating out the two-term incumbent governor. Former Congressman Allen West and former state senator Don Huffines are now teaming up to try and drop Abbott's support below 50% to force a runoff.
We're not running necessarily against each other. We're running to solve the problems that affect Texas and to make sure Greg Abbott's not our next governor.
But these claps of approval may not be loud enough. As Texas Politics Project Director James Henson notes, Abbott has been applauded for his own conservatism.
Other candidates are going to have a hard time elbowing him out of that space. The 2021 legislative session, has gone down, by both its admirers and its detractors as one of the most conservative sessions in the history of the Texas legislature.
West and Huffines have attacked Abbott from the right, criticizing him for COVID-19 mandates and not being more forceful in outlawing gender-affirming care for transgender children. Last week, Abbott sent a letter to the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services ordering them to investigate parents for abuse if they seek this care for their children. Henson says this campaign might affect how Abbott governs in the future, even though he is projected to easily clear 50% of the vote and avoid a runoff. If these numbers hold true, it will be Abbott's closest primary race after securing more than 90% of the vote in his two other governor primary races.
I think it's a little soon to know exactly what the agenda of the next legislative session in 2023 is going to look like. But I think if, we stay on the trajectory that we're on and we see, significant Republican successes in the general election, we are very likely in for another very conservative session.
San Antonio toddler shot in the head has lost her life.
The little girl's father says he wasn't there when she was shot, and now he is heartbroken over her death.
News 4 San Antonio's Amanda Henderson has his message tonight for you.
Julio Gonzalez is working through the unimaginable, losing his 2-year-old daughter, Jules.
I don't think I'm ever going to heal.
Julio calls his daughter a bright light and says she was taken too soon. The toddler died last night, 9 days after accidentally being shot in the head at the Southeast home. San Antonio police say Jules allegedly accidentally shot herself.
So I'm just trying to take it one day at a time.
Jules was with her mother and boyfriend at the time, not with Julio. He found out about everything from a friend who saw it on the news.
She fought a really good fight for Daddy. And now I'm going to fight for her to keep her memory alive.
So far this year, there have been 16 accidental shootings. In 2021, that number was 112, up from 80 in 2020. When it comes to accidental shootings involving children, a national nonprofit shows at least 2 other San Antonio children have been impacted this year. Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez explains if those watching Jules at the time of the shooting could face charges.
We're not an investigating agency. We have to rely on law enforcement. Law enforcement has to investigate. So once they investigate a shooting and they determine that conduct rises to the level of a crime, then they have to bring that case to our office.
Police tell us Jules' case remains under investigation.
The rate increase got the big headlines, but we'll also be paying the bill for those skyrocketing power prices last February for the next 25 years.
The troubleshooters are helping you understand how your power bill's going up and why. Let's start with the 3.85% rate increase CPS Energy will use to improve technology and hire more staff.
Where specifically on the bill are people going to physically see the rate increase?
Chad Hoopengardner, the utility's head financial planner, says look for these lines on your bill. Service availability charge, which is a flat fee, and energy charge, which goes up and down with your usage.
Those two pieces, that's where the rate increase will be. So in February, the service availability charge is $8.75, and that'll go up to $9.10. The energy charge is 6.9 cents per kilowatt hour. that'll go up to 7.2 cents per kilowatt hour.
The rate increase ends there, but it's not the only part of your bill going up. During the winter storm, CPS Energy racked up a $1 billion bill for fuel charges and filed 18 lawsuits over it. Half were dismissed or settled, so right now CPS Energy owes $418 million.
We took that $418 million and planned to pay it back over 25 years. And so now we are passing through that cost to the customers.
Shanna Ramirez is CPS Energy's head lawyer. She says on your bill, look for fuel adjustment. It fluctuates every month based on market rates for fuel. And built in will be a new fee to pay off that winter storm debt. For the average customer, it's $1.26 a month.
Will future settlements impact the power bills or future outcomes of these lawsuits? And if so, what's the process?
They could. They very well could.
Ramirez says if the courts decide CPS Energy is on the hook for the other $587 million, that monthly fee could rise.
It could turn into $3 if you assume the worst case scenario.
And if that happens, it probably wouldn't be this year, and City Council would have to approve it.
We are doing our very best to fight against the pass-through of these charges.
Because of the public uproar CPS Energy's faced, it's now looking for an outside group to conduct a review of how the whole organization works from top to bottom.